Hi everyone. Our today's video is about the smoothest fountain pen, and for this we have the top contenders from each brand. The first one being Pilot Custom Urushi. The second is Sailor's Top Pen, which is the King of Pen Ebonite version. The third one is one of the most sought after luxury pens over there, which is Mont Blanc Meister Stroke 149. Then we have the Pelikan M1000, and finally we have Visconti Homo sapiens. Now, something I would like to mention at the beginning itself, I will be a bit biased against Visconti because this one is an extra fine nib. The rest four are medium nibs, and that has its effect on the smoothness of the nib and also the overall flow, wetness, etc. But I can tell you, this is the smoothest extra fine nib I've ever used. And if the extra fine is so good, I just can't wait to buy its fine version or medium version. Now we are going to have some short writing samples from each of these pens. We will start with Pilot Custom Urushi. This is 18K medium. Pilots have one of the smoothest and softest nibs out there. So it's surely one of the finest nibs you can get out there. Compare any brands, anything. Pilot is always very smooth. So this is one of the top contenders, and as mentioned before, we are just looking at top pens from each brand. The next we have is Sailor King of Pen. This is the Ebonite version. Again, this is 21K, the only 21K nib. You'll not find 21K gold nibs with any other brands. And this is a medium because King of Pen starts at medium and goes till broad stub or other specialty nibs like Naginata or Naginaka, or you also have music nibs, etc. The different thing about this pen is its unique feedback. It has a pencil-like feedback, and what it does to your writing is it gives you more control, and therefore you'll always have better writing when you're writing with a Sailor King of Pen. That's been my experience, and let me know if you had a similar experience with Sailor King of Pen. The third pen is Mont Blanc, and this is 149 edition. This is again 18K medium nib. Now, Mont Blanc nibs are usually the hardest of them all, and that that kind of depreciates your overall smoothness. And also, I have a few other Mont Blancs, and I've always found out that Mont Blancs are not as good as other pens out there in terms of smoothness, in terms of softness, and overall writing experience. But obviously, it's Mont Blanc and it's 149, so it is one of the uh, you know most sought after pens, and it's its own status symbol. It's the Rolex of pen industry. Then we have Pelikan Sovereign M1000. This is again 18K. medium. Now, I don't know if this is a problem with my Pelikan M1000, but it just oozes ink. It takes about 45 seconds for the ink to dry up, and that's sometimes very irritating. It also causes a bit of feathering, bleeding, etc. But I have to say, it's a very smooth nib, and along with being extremely smooth, it's also very soft. The major difference between Pilot Custom Urushi and Pelikan M1000 in terms of writing experience would be uh, Custom Urushi is just smooth, while Pelikan, while being smooth, it also gives you the effect of writing with a chalk. So it's a very different feeling. And now our final contender of the day. This is Visconti Homo sapiens. This one is 14K because this is a ash white edition. Their normal bronze age and dark age have 18K nibs, and this is an extra fine. Now, this is one of the best extra fines you can get. That's for sure. I've written with a few other extra fines from Sailor. I have one from Sailor. I've also tried Pelikan. This one is special. So you can't get a better extra fine than this. If it's so smooth as an extra fine, it's going to be uh, multiple fold better in fine and medium versions. Now, as I mentioned, I've taken the top pens of each brand. I do have one notable mention. This is my Mont Blanc Heritage Edition, and we will use this one to rank all these five pens. This one is also a very smooth nib. So now, let me rank these one by one. I would say Pilot Custom Urushi is the top ranked, but what I find as a problem with this one is it's slippery smooth. So, if let's say there is a scale here to here where you want your smoothness to be, this is okay and this is great. The problem with Pilot is it's over here. It's too much. But yeah, when it comes to smoothest, by far Pilot Custom Urushi is the smoothest of all. The next is Pelikan M1000. Along with being a very smooth nib, it's also a very soft and springy nib. You push it a bit and you will just destroy the tines. They'll move apart. So you have to be very careful while writing with this one. And Pelikan M1000 has a very long nib. Let's take a moment and see how these nibs compare to each other in sizes. So we have three of these. We'll skip the Mont Blanc. So here's the pilot version, and this is a pretty lengthy nib. Um, but look at this. You have M1000. They are equal in length, but Pelikan flares a lot. Sorry, Mont Blanc flares a lot, while Pelikan is pretty narrow. Um, so this is a very different nib in overall look and feel. Sorry, we'll just compare it with our Sailor nib. Now, Sailor again, you'll notice that King of Pen in Sailor has the longest nib, and Pelikan is just a bit longer. And again, um, there's a lot of flair in Sailor King of Pen, which is not there in Pelikan. So, for the first time, when I opened this pen and took a look at it, it just felt different. Uh, not in terms of writing, but more in terms of look and feel. Now, for the third spot, I think I will give this one to Visconti, mainly because if it's such a smooth nib in extra fine, it's going to be even better in medium version. The fourth one is going to be Sailor King of Pen. The reason behind this is Sailor King of Pen is one of the best pens to write with, that's for sure. But it has a feedback which is a good feedback, pencil type, but it does not go with smoothness. So, feedback, while it's good to have and it in terms of writing, it feels amazing. We are talking here about the smoothest fountain pen. And finally, number five is Mont Blanc. Now, Mont Blanc is definitely one of my least favorites. And while we are considering the smoothest fountain pen, there's one thing uh, which becomes a deciding factor over here, or plays an important role. That's the ink. So here, this ink is Pilot Shizuku, while these three inks are Pelikan 4001. Now, Pelikan 4000 ink is one of the driest inks out there, while Iroshizuku is very smooth and very wet. This one is also Iroshizuku. Um, so that surely has some impact. But overall, the rankings would, I think, always remain the same in my view. What do you think about these rankings? Do you think we should move them around a bit, or there are some other notable pens which actually uh, you'd say are smoother than these pens? Um, have you tried any of these pens? What are your feelings? Let me know all that in comments, and I would surely like you to suggest a few more pens to me so that I can, include those in our pen wars, I would say, or just pen reviews. I would love to add a few more to my collection, and let me know which ones you think are the best. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.